now for our chart of the day. Joining us now is Dashiell, contributor, Schwab Network. All right, Rachel, we're looking at Twilio this morning, so let's talk about the trends that you see when it comes to the chart. Let's dive into that.
Of course. Thank you, Diane. Good morning. Well, first and foremost, looking at the shorter term trend, looking at a year, we've definitely had a couple breakaway gaps this year already so far. And over the past couple months, we had a little bit of an accumulation, a sideways moving pattern. And then just on our last trading day, we had a big move and a gap up, which created an entire large window of support from really the area from 117 to 132. And so that is the area that I'm watching for that near term level of support there. And I did want to call out as well, I mean, looking at this large move, we also want to look at momentum as an indicator that we can kind of parallel right with price as well. And so looking down below at the RSI, we can see as price is making higher highs, we're making those new yearly highs, the RSI is actually making a little bit lower highs. So that could be almost a little bit of a warning signal or a yellow flag in the short term that we could possibly retrace part of that gap or even touch back to support in the short term.
And then, okay, so you talked about that potential yellow flag in the short term. What happens when you widen out or zoom out and go take a look at a longer term chart?
That is one of my favorite things to do, is actually just zoom out and look at the longer term levels, because we only get so much information looking at our shorter term, and I would say 1 year chart, where we see the yearly levels of support and resistance. But if we actually zoom out a couple steps further, and in this case, looking at the 10-year weekly chart, which is on a logarithmic scale rather than arithmetic. So it's just showing the magnitude of those percentage changes, because obviously a 5%, or I guess a move from $5 to $10 is a lot different from a move from $100 to 105. So a $5 move, the magnitude can be a lot different. So I put it on a log chart there just to show the magnitude of some of those moves. But to your point, Diane, when we zoom out, we can see where the market has memory at some of these levels. And we can see that the market has shown that this long-term level of now resistance would be around 140 to 150. Since the market has shown that it's touched that level many times, we had a powerful move through that level back in early 2020. So I would say in the long term, we have a little bit of a barrier, a little bit of resistance ahead. So we'll have to see if we can break through.
I love this zoom out, and I see why you love the longer term chart, and it's something to pay attention to, especially even with this Goldman upgrade. The stock is under a little bit of pressure in the pre-market. Now, again, there's clearly a downdraft expected to come across the overall market today. Dashiell, thank you so much for that